right, welcome to Yard Work this week. This first play is really interesting in the sense that a lot of people don't know what exactly is going on here. Score is 7-0. Dolphins are driving, and they need a touchdown. We're going to stop it right here because, as I understand it, and the way I looked at this play, it does look like an RPO. The action looks like an RPO. Shaheen, what he does, looks like an RPO. The line action looks like an RPO. And it just looks like Tua Tagovailoa handed it off on third down when he probably should have thrown the ball. Now, let me explain how this works, okay? What Tua's going to do right here, he has to read this end right here. Okay? Because right here you have one, you have two, and you have a possible third defender right here. RPOs are about numbers, okay? When you're going to throw the ball, you want equal numbers to their defenders and vice versa when you're going to run the ball. If they have more numbers against your run, you throw it. If they have more numbers against your pass, you run it, okay? What they're trying to do right here is that they're going to, since it's an RPO, Lynn Bowden, Matt Collins, they're going to engage their DBs, right? And since the play side is the near side on the left hash, right? Left hash, right? What they're going to do is they're going to sell the run on the RPO with Devontae Parker. He's going to come in case that he sees that the ball is not given. Devontae is probably going to come out and run to the flag or to the back of the end zone, okay? These guys that engaged are also going to trail under and over. But the key part of this play right here is Shaheen, who's coming in motion, and he's going to slip to the flat. Okay? Now, let's clear all of this up. What is Tua Tagovailoa reading? Well, he has to read this end right here, right? If this end crashes, then he has the numbers because he's going to have 1, 2, right? Because Shaheen's going to release out into the flat. And he's probably going to have one other guy crossing over. There's only 2 DBs right here. But either way, since Shaheen is going to slip and come out to the flat, the best case scenario for the Bengals is 1, 2 defenders for 1, 2 pass receivers. Tua Tagovailoa has to throw it if this defensive end crashes. Now, clear it up. If this defensive end engages straight up, doesn't crash down the line, but he just comes on a rush, Tua Tagovailoa can hand it off inside of him if he reads him that way, but he doesn't. You're going to see what happens here. We're going to run the play. We're going to run it slow so you can see what happens. And then we're probably going to stop it so you can see it. There's Shaheen. See? 1, 2, right? That's the play side. Here comes Shaheen. You see him? Now look at the defensive end. Let's stop it. He already gave it off, but let's bring it back to the point where he's supposed to be reading him. Like right here, he has to be reading him, right? Look at Austin Jackson. The end is actually crashing down. He's trying to come down on this. And Tua, I guess, reads him up the field, and he's trying to hand it off inside of him. If Tua just holds it for a split second longer, and as you can see it right here, he has to see that this defensive end is crashing down the line, and that Shaheen's gonna slip, and he has to be looking at this right here. He has to be looking beyond this end, and he has to see there's 1, 2 defenders, and he knows that there's another one coming out into the flat. He should keep it. It is hindsight, but he has to make a better read right here. Let's run it. He gives it off. It gets stopped, but look at Shaheen. Wide open. Wide open. He was going to have the numbers on the RPO. And as you can see, Shaheen knows it as well. He's thinking to himself, whoa, that thing really, really did pop, did it? It really did pop. Got to get that one back in the coming weeks. All right, this is particularly good play calling, really good execution by everybody involved, really. Score 7-3. It's the second quarter. There's 9:28 left. And let's run it, and I'll draw it up for you. Now, a lot of teams, what they've been doing is calling a lot of five-man pressures. And that's something that Tua is reading right now. Tua Tagovailoa is reading that right now. He's also reading too deep, right? So I'm going to tell you the route combination and what it's trying to accomplish. This is a shot play. Okay? We're going to wait until he calls Jakeem into motion. He's coming in motion. We're going to stop it. Okay. They're going to keep almost everybody in. Okay? This is a three-man route. It's Parker. It's Gesicki. It's Grant. They're keeping 7 men in. Okay? They're anticipating a 5-man pressure. It's something that a lot of teams have been doing to the Dolphins, especially with Tua Tagovailoa as the quarterback. So this play call was made with anticipation. Now, what is the route combination? It's very simple. Tua's going to have a very simple progression. It's going to be one of those 1-2 high, middle, low calls. You know, he's going to look deep first because that's what the play is designed for, right? He's going to look for an intermediate second, and he's going to look for the flat route last, right? How are they going to accomplish this? It's very simple. They're going to run Gesicki on an under route, a little crossing route, okay? And this is too deep, right? And what they want to do is they want to press the deepest safety, which is this one, right? So what Parker's going to do is he's going to run past the sticks, and he's going to run an in cut to hold this safety. I'm getting better at writing with this illustrator. You see it? And then what they're doing is that they're running Jakeem Grant in motion, and he's just going to take it up the field, but he's going to take it up the seam, right? So we're going to run really, really slow so you can see how it's developing and what Tua is seeing. He's coming in motion. Look at the safeties. Stop it. It's starting to look like single high, and now Tua's starting to get a little bit excited, right? And now he's wanting a 5 or 6 man pressure because he knows he has enough blockers for this. He has 7 blockers for this, right? So now he's really liking what he's going to see because the Bengals are cooperating, basically, okay? He might even think, you know what? It might be just pitch and catch with Devontae right over the middle. But, you know, the single high safety, if Devontae's route holds him, Jakeem might just run right past him. Let's see it. Here's Jakeem. Look at the safety. Safety's reading. Look at Tua. Tua's at the bottom of his drop right here, okay? Let's stop it right here. Okay, he is bouncing. He's about to let it go. As you can see, Jakeem has not reached the corner. Tua's anticipating, and he's looking at the safety, and he's wondering, okay, where is this safety going? This safety is trying to take this away. Maybe I have this in cut right here with Devontae, right? But let's watch it. Let's watch it develop. Good protection since it's max, right? And there's Jakeem. He's even with the corner. Now look at what this safety is doing. He's playing downhill, trying to take away the in cut, right? And what's Tua seeing? He's seeing this safety coming down. He knows Jakeem is going to be even. And if he's even, he's leaving. And there he is. He throws it right over his head. Great job by Tua Tagovailoa reading that safety. Jakeem has to make this catch right here. That is 55 yards in the air. That's a 55 air yard pass. Has to get that one. Has to catch it in stride, really, and score with it. That should have been a 91-yard touchdown. And we're going to try to see it from Tua's point of view. Let's speed it up. He has pretty good protection right here, so let's just run it right through. He sees it and he's like, okay, I got max protection. And right here, I'm bouncing. I'm throwing it. And I'm putting it right over the safety's head. He read that safety, and as soon as that safety committed to Devontae's in cut, he put it right over his head. That should have been a touchdown. Got to get one of those. Got to get one of those soon. All right, this is really good play calling here. Score 7-6. Dolphins have the ball. It's second down and 9. The ball's at the 43-yard line. It's the third quarter, 13:39 left. Let's run it, and I will tell you what they are doing. Okay. Now, this is very simple. This is another 3-man route, and this is extremely well executed. And you're going to see right here, Bengals are in nickel, right? Dolphins are in 12 personnel. But watch this, okay? Actually, the Bengals are in base, but watch this. Watch what they're doing. Mike Gesicki comes in motion, right? Nobody came with him. In fact, the linebacker came down to the line. Tua Tagovailoa knows that they're keeping 7 in, right? So he's not worried about this guy coming off the edge. They have a 3-man route combination coming here. What they're going to do is they're going to work this man up, and they're doing it against man. And the dead giveaway is that there's going to be numbers here, and as you can see, this safety, number 30, he's already shaded past the hash mark. Where's the ball? Ball's on the right hash mark. Where's the safety? He's past the other hash mark, okay? Coming to what is essentially the play side. So what are the Dolphins actually doing here? They're running a flood concept, okay? You have 1, 2. You're going to have 3 on the flat. And you're going to have 1, 2, 3 receivers. And what are these guys doing over here? Essentially nothing. They're completely wasted because the Bengals are in zone when the Dolphins are running a flood concept. Now, what's the concept? It's a deep route right here. Okay? Gesicki is going to come up to the flat. And then Devontae is going to work behind the flat route, right? And work toward the boundary on an out route. There should be always, even if it's zone, since they know it's zone, right? If they roll up, this is open back here, okay? And then this safety has to get deep to cover the deep route. So if the corner rolls up, Tua has to throw the deep route, okay? If the corner leaves with his man, he has to throw the out because the out's going to be open because the only man that could get over there is the safety underneath. And he's looking at him, right? So let's run it so you can see how it develops. And I'm going to stop it exactly where he's actually reading the play side. And it's a simple flood concept. Bengals played right into his hands. Let's stop it. Right there, Tua's thinking about it, and he's already seen it. And he knows it. He sees Devontae right here. Okay? And let's look at the numbers again. This linebacker is late in getting out into the flat, but it's 1, 2, against 1, 2. Look at this right here. They have him outnumbered on the play side. And the safety is once again coming downhill. So he sees that the corner bailed. As soon as the corner bailed, Tua knows exactly what he's doing. He's going to have all of this to throw to. Okay? Because the corner bailed. Great job in play calling and execution by Tua Tagovailoa. And as you can see right there, corner bailed, and he's just throwing to the spot. And there's Devontae. Very good execution. We're going to see it from his point of view. To see the window he's throwing into, it's pretty much wide open. He comes into motion. Let's slow it down. Right here. As you can see, this is a 5-man pressure. They bring one man out. It's 4. It's well blocked. And as you can see, look at that window he's thrown into. It's wide open. He saw the corner bail. He knew that was open. The corner rolls up. He throws it over his head, simply. So it's a very simple route combination. Very simple flood concept. All right, the score is 7-6. 11:41 left in the third quarter. It's 2nd down and 5. The ball is at the 5-yard line. And this is another good read by Tua Tagovailoa, and you're going to see what he sees, okay? And he's going to see it. And I'm running it slow just so you could see the action by this man right here, the safety. And you see he's coming down. He's coming down. And you see he's pointing to his chest. I'll explain what he's doing, okay? On this side, and it's very common to run a lot of crossing patterns and some unders and overs at the goal line. So what this man is saying, look, I got whatever breaks inside of you, okay? And you just stay right in front of your man, okay? Anything breaks inside of you, I got you, okay? I got your back. So they're communicating right here, right? Essentially, the only man that's on an island is Jakeem Grant out here, okay? But what does Tua see? Well, he has Mike Gesicki here, right? And what does he have? Well, there's an end right here who's covering the tight end, right? Durham Smythe. Okay? So Tua is already licking his chops and he's figuring, okay, I have Mike Gesicki 1v1 already. Okay? Let's see if there's a change in the coverage. If not, that's where I'm going. I'm just going to try to hold the safety, and then I'm coming right back here 1v1. This is predetermined, and you could see it. It's probably a called RPO, but Tua decides, okay, this coverage that I'm getting, I'm just throwing it. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, there's something that can happen, since it is an RPO, and they are going to have Durham Smythe crash down and try to block and seal this edge right here, right? Since they are doing that, they could have either one of two things, right? You could have a free rusher, right? Or this man could take the flat. And then they could have Mike Gesicki under and over, right? So since it is an RPO, although it seems like it's predetermined because he does not put the ball in his belly, what Tua does is that he holds and then he whips around to where he wanted to go, and he sees that the end is coming. Since he sees that the end is coming, he knows he has 1v1, he has Mike Gesicki 1-on-1, and he just throws it up to him. It's not really a 50-50 ball. With Mike Gesicki, it's more like a 70-30 ball on 2nd and 5 at the 5. This is a very, very good play. So we're going to run it so you can see what Tua sees. And he's pointing at the mic. That's just for show, just to have it. But he already knows. And you see he took a glance over here and he sees that the safety is shading. So they're playing this side exactly how they would play it, right? Durham Smythe comes back into motion. And then here's the look that it looks like it's an RPO, right? But he doesn't really put it in his belly. He pulls it up right away because he says, look, I'm throwing it against this coverage. And when he whips around, what does he see? A defensive end in his face. So he knows, yeah, I did have 1-on-1. I'm throwing it back there. Touchdown. Safety is late because, of course, he was way off of the hash. This was very good recognition right away of a coverage, and Tua executed his pass. I'm going to do it slow so you can see what he sees, okay? He's looking at the safety, and there he is, the 30, number 30. It's way off of the hash. So he knows, like, okay, this linebacker's committed. I got 1, 2 receivers, and one of them is Mike Gesicki. I got Mike Gesicki 1-on-1. I'm going to look off the safety, try to hold him, and then I'm coming to whip right back around. Sees that somebody's coming off the edge. I know I have 1-on-1. Good recognition. That's throwing by the numbers. All right, let's give you a little bit of the flavor of the defense at this point. Score is 16-7. Dolphins are salting this one away. It's 3rd and 11. The ball's at the 24-yard line. There's 4:50 left in the third quarter. And I'm going to show you what the Dolphins are doing right here. As you can see, it looks like it's man, right? We're going to stop it. Okay. And they're giving that look again, right? But they do have the too deep look right here. Essentially what they're going to do is they're going to do one of those high-low coverages. Okay. High-low. And what they're going to do is that eventually Bobby McCain is going to end up becoming the single high. And it's man across. Man across. And what Brandon Jones wants to do is take away anything in the middle. He wants to occupy this space right here in the middle. We're going to show you the coverage. And we're going to run the play. So you can see what happens. Let's slow it down so you can see the route combination. No motion on this play, so there wasn't much to communicate. But as you can see, it's man-to-man. Eric Rowe with a tight end. Brandon Jones is going to shade this receiver. He's going to try to take him away to the middle. Quarterback's on the ground. Everybody's covered. You saw that. Nobody there. So how did they get the quarterback on the ground? With one of their favorite twists and stunts. And we're going to run it so you can see it. They've been running this to death. Seems to work against everybody, really. So let's stop it. Okay. As you can see, of course, you got Agba outside, Shaq Lawson outside. These guys are asked to just win one-on-one. And you're going to get to see if they actually do win one-on-one. You're going to get to see this rush. Now, what Jerome Baker's doing right here is he wants to occupy this guard, right? So he's going to line up right in the B gap, okay? And get this guard leaning this way. Now, why do you want this guard leaning that way? Well, because what Christian Wilkins is doing, lined up as a 0, is that he's going to try to press hard right here to try to occupy these two guys, which he does. And what Kyle Van Noy is going to do is that he's going to lazily occupy the space that Christian Wilkins vacated and then rush up the middle. And you're going to say, well, but the guard could slide over and pick him up. No, not when the guard's occupied looking at Jerome Baker. So we're going to run it, and we're going to run it slow. And watch Christian Wilkins in particular. You see Jerome Baker occupies the guard. Now look at Christian Wilkins. He's actually trying to grab the other guard. And look at what they're trying to do with Emmanuel Ogbah. They can't handle him, so he's coming off the edge. Quarterback's on the ground. Kyle Van Noy got him. Let's bring it back. Look at Shaq Lawson. Shaq Lawson's winning by himself. Christian Wilkins, while occupying 2 offensive linemen, still almost gets there with the sack. Great play. Great execution. They've run that to death all year. Nobody can block it. All right, this was a particularly upsetting play because it was a perfect play call on 3rd and 1. And you would say, okay, why would you go out there with 12 personnel, spread the field on 3rd and 1? Well, because you know you can pop this play on them. The score is 16-7. You want to get a touchdown here. You want to go up 23-7. And be well on your way to putting up 30 points on this defense. Let's run it. And I'm going to tell you about the route combination that they run. This is something that is very common to the Seattle Seahawks. You may have recognized it at one point. We're going to stop it right here when they're lined up. And as you can see, corner's leaving his man. They're going to try to switch out a man. Let's switch them out so you can see it. Tua's seeing what's happening. And he's going to come bring him in motion. Bring him in motion. Bring him in motion. Let's stop it. This route combination is rather common, but you can see right here, Tua's seeing what's happening to this side, okay? To the strong side. And it's nothing good, okay? This is Mike Gesicki, and what Mike Gesicki is going to try to do is going to try to work inside. They're going to try to slip Durham Smythe back out into the flat, and they're going to release the back out into the flat, okay? So what's the problem here? As you can see, Tua recognizes it right away, and the problem is 1, 2, 3, including a safety, okay? Because the safety is going to take away anything that Mike Gesicki wants to get across the middle, right? So you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders for 1, 2, 3 pass receivers. So Tua's already determined, okay, by alignment alone, I should have something to this side, and this is exactly where he goes. And what is the route combination that they're running? Well, Devontae Parker is going to try to get wide and work his way back toward the end zone. And what Matt Collins is going to do is he's going to slip under him on the quick slant. And you're going to watch what happens. Tua right away recognizes, okay, I'm not going to have anything to the right. They have the numbers, and I don't think we're going to pop anything. I'm going to pay it little mind. This is timed over here, so I'm probably going to come over here. Let's watch the play develop. And we're running it slow, so you can see it. Now they come, and now Tua really knows he has this. Look at that. Stop it. He has to hold it a little bit longer. He has them wide open. Matt Collins is wide open for a touchdown. This is pitch and catch. He could punt it to him, and it'll be a touchdown. But he hesitates. And as he hesitates, you see that he double clutches, and he goes for the back of the end zone. If he throws it with a little bit more anticipation, Devontae probably gets it anyway. Although Matt Collins should have been targeted. It should have been an easy touchdown. Let's run it slow. And there's the throw. See Matt Collins wide open, but look at the throw. Throw's right there. Throws it with a little bit more anticipation. It's a touchdown. Main point of the matter is, by mere alignment, Tua Tagovailoa had a very favorable matchup. And he needed to go to Matt Collins. That was an easy touchdown. It should have been pitch and catch. The score should have been 23-7. He played very well. He missed this one. All right, the score is 19-7. There's a 150 left in the game. Second down and 8. The ball's on the 18-yard line. Now, the Bengals don't pose too much of a threat here, okay? You feel pretty comfortable with your defense. But you want to be messing around with this, okay? You don't want to give up a touchdown here and then have to face an onside kick, and then all of a sudden you're playing for the game, right? So what do? I'll tell you what they did. They sped up Ryan Finley, and I'll tell you how they did it. The previous play, the play before this one, they gave the exact same look. They're in man. They have single high. They're protecting against anything that comes toward the goal line, right? And they're playing that same defense that they like to play. They like to occupy the middle with a safety, and they like to have a guy deep, right? But what they did the previous play is that they showed this same alignment, okay, with linebackers in the B gaps once again. And the play before, they came, and they put a hit on Ryan Finley. Okay, so what are they doing? They're showing the exact same look. So what did they do to Ryan Finley? They sped up his clock in his brain. But what are they going to do this time? You're going to see it. Oh, it looks like, okay, they're coming. It's going to be a 5-man rush again? No, everybody's dropping back. It's a 3-man rush. Kavanaugh gets in the passing lane, gets his hands on it, gets batted up. Nick Needham gets an interception. That's the game. As you can see right here, the play before, and we're going to run it a little bit slower. Let's stop it. The play before, is that familiar again? We got that zero tech again, right? So usually, what are they thinking already? They're thinking, okay, they just came the play before, right? And this is Brandon Jones, okay? So they just came the play before, and they're doing that thing again where, okay, they're going to try to win off the edge, so they're going to widen us out, and then they're going to try to run games on these 3 guys. The center and the 2 guards, right? So Ryan Finley's looking at it, and he gave it a quick glance, and he says, okay, these guys are coming wide. So what do we really have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys and we only have 1, 2, 3 to block plus Giovanni Bernard, right? So already, just by mere alignment, you sped up Ryan Finley. The clock in his head is going a million miles an hour, and he's thinking, you know what, I'm going to go hot, and I'm going to go hot to the little in cut that I got right here. I'm not even going to pay attention to who's coming, who's not. They're giving that look again, like, okay, they're going to run that same game they ran earlier in the game, but they're not. As you can see this time, they're dropping out, and it's a 3-man rush, and Calvino is in the passing lane. Ryan Finley doesn't even see him. Calvino gets his hands up on it. Ball's batted up, and Nick Needham gets it. Game over. And that's it for this week's Yard Work.